little victory today against the recording of non-crime hate incidents. Let's find out from Harry what's going on. Harry, very good morning to you.
Oh, it's a very good morning, Mike.
It certainly is. Now, tell us. Have you got a glass of champagne in your hand?
I've got a beer in spoons behind me, so we're going to have to make it quick, mate.
All right, then. Listen, order two at a time is my best advice to you.
Yeah, good idea. Honestly, Mike, I don't know whether you've had plank of the year, but the College of Policing really ought to be planks of the decade. Definitely planks of the year, because these people are complete and utter idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, they went all the way through the High Court, the Court of Appeal, trying to argue that there's such a thing as a non-crime crime and non-hate hate.
Yeah.
I was utterly just the bonkers. And that's why, they need shutting down. And I'll tell you what, Mike, any chief constable that continues to mix policing with politics, they need to watch out. Because after this ruling, you know what? I'm the one who knocks, and I'm the danger. And I'm going to be coming for every single one of them that tries to mix politics with policing.
It really is quite an extraordinary state of affairs, isn't it? I mean, between 2014 and 2019, right, apparently 34 police forces in England and Wales recorded a total of nearly 120,000 non-crime hate incidents, which is an average of 65 a day. Now, just the mere recording of that is an incredible amount of man-hours, isn't it?
Yeah, well, not really, because it's not a lot of hours, because you can do it. You can do it automatically through the True Vision crime reporting portal. But the consequences are far-reaching, because I've said to you before, up until today, a non-crime hate incident would be on your record, and the police could give it to an employer in order to prevent you getting a job or getting a promotion. Not only that, but the College of Policing were encouraging teachers to grass on children, for parents to grass on children. And they were recording non-crime hate incidents against kids, Mike, for expressing the wrong view. I mean, this is a great day for British democracy, and this is a great day for freedom, because, we've kicked it out of the park. Absolutely kicked it out of the park.
And how much of an expectation did you have that this would be the case? Because you've obviously fought this for a long time, Harry, and it hasn't always been easy to predict what the judicial business will do with it,
No, absolutely. I mean, my expectation was, I went into this fight because I'm an optimist, and I think I know the difference between right and wrong. And the entire idea of a non-crime, non-hate incident just seemed to me to be fundamentally un-British and entirely wrong. So, of course, I believe that we were going to win. I wouldn't have risked my house, literally my house, on a venture that I didn't think that I stood a chance on. Now, of course, there's a huge risk in doing this. And there's another thing, Mike. It really shouldn't be down to individuals like me, private citizens, to do the work of Priti Patel and challenge these great instruments of state to force them to do what's right. That ought to be the job of the government to do that. I mean, the ridiculous thing is, back in, I think it was April or May, Priti Patel, who owns the College of Police, she's his shareholder, she called for them to stop recording non-crime hate incidents. But still, she left it to me to carry it through. And that's got to be wrong. That's got to be wrong, Mike.
Absolutely right. So has this ruling now made it unlawful, shall we say, rather than illegal, for the police to collect this kind of information?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's fantastic.
They can't do it. They can't do it. They can't do it. If they're going to collect information, they can't just randomly stick somebody's name on the end of it and say, you are the suspect, based on the lunatic rantings of some political informant. Of course, the police can still make a record that person A said, "Oh, I feel offended by what Harry Miller said," but the police can do no more now than simply go, "Okie dokie, point taken, thank you and goodbye."
Yeah,
they can't come knocking at my door anymore. They can't report. They can't keep a record of my name anymore. They can't disclose it to potential employers anymore. They can't be taking names of school children anymore. All of that has got to stop. All of that comes to an end today.
And does that also mean then that anyone who's holding any sort of information like this about you or anybody else has to destroy it?
Yeah, well, as I said to the Chief Constable of Humberside directly when I came out there, thought, you need to go find my non-crime hate incident and stick it where the sun doesn't shine, because that it's as simple as that. And all of the 140,000 or more now, I guess there's around about 200,000. The chief constables need to be ordering their people to go in and make a great big bonfire and burn the lot.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. And presumably this will free up the police to actually go, as we used to say in the business, arrest some real criminals. Yeah.
Well, it's taken away that their ability to wander around going, being offensive is an offence, and you shouldn't say that. And trans women are women, and if you disagree, then we're going to definitely place you on a record. You know, we've got rid of all that. And quite frankly, I think most rank and file bobbies will be shouting from the rooftops that I have finally forced chief constables to get back to policing, doing proper policing, actual proper policing. This is the thing, this is a tragedy, Mike. Non-crime hate incidents were based on the work of McPherson following the death of Stephen Lawrence. And what the police, their lazy sods, have done is simply take that, and rather than looking at themselves, rather than collecting data and information in order to prevent actual crime taking place, they've simply taken non-crime hate incidents as an end in themselves and used it as a chilling effect on free speech because it's easy and they're lazy.
Yes, absolutely right. I mean, it's a massive thing, this, and I see the Free Speech Union have very much welcomed it. Toby Young's very happy, as should everybody who actually defends free speech and who has been part of your campaign, Harry. And also you deserve a great deal of credit because you have, at some personal cost, pushed this through, managed to stay with the cause. And I think it's a great inspiration for those of us who want to keep going against this government, who want to introduce all sorts of crap into our lives. And we want to keep going, take your fight and your win as an advantage and as an example to set. And we should all raise our glasses to you later on.
Oh, well, mate, I'll tell you what the College of Police ought to do now, or what the government ought to do right now. They ought to make me Lord Miller of Immingham and invite me onto the College of Policing. Sack Lord Herbert because he's a lunatic. Make me chair of the College of Policing.
He's got Lord Herbert.
Yeah. And make me chairman. Make me chairman because then I would bring back some form of actual policing and make police officers do their job. The first thing, you know what I would do? I would say this idea that every police officer's got to have a degree. Scrap that.
Yeah,
what absolute nonsense. Yeah. What's wrong with common garden Englishman or a common garden English woman, someone who's been a fish shop owner or a white van man or a plumber or something like that, thinking, you know what, I want to serve my country. I want to take an oath to the Queen and go out and do some policing. Why do they have to have a degree, Mike? I'll tell you why they have to have a degree. Because the College of Policing don't want police people who think. They want people who simply follow instructions and guidelines. They don't want critical thinkers. No. They don't want independent thinkers. They want drones. So that's the first thing I would do, is get rid of that ridiculous college, university-educated people only can be police officers. So that's what they need to do. They need to make me Lord Miller of Immingham and put me in charge of the College of Policing. There you go. There's an offer for you.
Seems entirely sensible and reasonable to me. The only degree that the police officers that I want to deal with need is a degree of common sense. And that's all I think I require. And if they had that, we wouldn't be in a hell of a mess that we are in. Harry Miller, a great day to celebrate freedom. Former police officer, founder of the Fair Cop Group, has just won from the Court of Appeal the ruling now that the recording of non-crime hate incidents is an